Hi, I'm Dr. Douglas Street. Are you feeling stressed? Now, everybody experiences stress at some time or the other, but sometimes stress can be overwhelming. We have different capacities to deal with stress, but it can definitely have a big negative effect on our lives. No matter how well we deal with stress, when you're dealing with too much, it can become overwhelming. So, I want to discuss this issue and share some strategies as to how you can manage stress better. Now, first of all, what is stress? Stress can be looked at as a state of mental or emotional tension or strain from adverse or demanding circumstances. Stress can be acute or chronic, meaning that it can be a short-term issue or a long-term one. And stress can affect our lives in many different ways. It can affect our relationships, can affect our work, can even cause medical problems. So it's really something that you have to learn to deal with in an optimal way. What are some of the causes of stress? Relationships can cause stress, sometimes in the family, sometimes between our co-workers, sometimes between our friends. Living conditions can also cause stress. If, for example, you're living in a house that is not in a good state of repair, that can be a source of stress for you. Or if you're feeling unsafe, maybe there's a lot of violence in your community, this can also cause you to feel stress. If you're not getting enough sleep, certainly this can contribute to the problem. If you have a traumatic experiences, then this can also be a source of stress. For example, you may have experienced emotional abuse or sexual abuse or physical abuse, then this can definitely be a source of stress, especially if it is ongoing. Work-related problems can also cause stress. It may be something related to your boss, it may be the very nature of the work, it may be a high-demand job, and this may be a source of stress for you. Chronic illnesses, it can be something like diabetes, or it may be something painful. These conditions can also cause stress for various reasons. If you're feeling angry about something, constantly angry, then this can be a source of stress on your body. You may be even watching a game and your team may not be doing so well. That can really stress you out. So, and it has even been known to cause even heart attacks. So this is something that you not really want to ignore either. Physical environment, if your environment is very cold or it's very noisy, you may live next door to a train station, things like that can cause a lot of stress for us. What are some of the symptoms of stress? Stress can cause you to feel tense. It can cause you to feel anxious. You may be irritable. You may be angry as well. It can cause you to feel depressed. And it can also cause headaches, especially what we call it tension headache. But even migraine headaches can be triggered off by stress as well. With tension headache, you generally have like a band of pain around your head. Feel like something tight squeezing your head. You may be unable to concentrate as well. And this is especially important for work because, with work, you have to concentrate. If you're feeling stressed, then you may not be able to focus on your work. You may have mood swings. 1 minute you're happy, next minute you're sad, or you may be feeling angry. So this may be a symptom as well. Tiredness may result from stress, insomnia, weakness, sadness. It may affect your appetite. Some persons may eat excessively when they are stressed. Some persons may not want to eat at all. So you can have either extremes. You may want to withdraw from those persons who you know and love. Your family members, your co-workers, your friends. Very common symptom of stress. You may lose your motivation. And of course, this again can affect work, but especially if you have a chronic illness which requires you to live a certain kind of lifestyle, then you may lose the motivation to do the things that you need to do. You may not want to take your medications, you may not want to exercise, you may not want to eat the way that you should. In fact, you may want to eat the way that you're not supposed to eat, and of course, this can compound the problem. What are some of the effects of stress on your body? Stress can cause your blood pressure to go up, your heart rate, and as a matter of fact, it can contribute to hypertension. And it may also cause you to have heart disease. It may cause you to have a heart attack, especially, and this can be from acute stress or long term. It can increase your blood sugar as well. Stress can cause blood sugar to go up for reasons that we have discussed in another video. But long term, it can actually cause you to have diabetes, which is a result of chronic high blood sugar. It can weaken your immune system, and this can lead you to have infections. But apart from weakening your immune system, it can disrupt your immune system in a way that your immune system starts to malfunction. So you may start to get autoimmune conditions like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. These can result from stress as well. Stress can cause you to gain weight, even when you are not eating anymore than you used to. Some persons, it may cause weight loss as well. Skin diseases may result from stress. Eczema, psoriasis, and acne. It's not unusual for stress to contribute to these problems. It may affect your hormones. And in fact, some women, when they are going through stress, it may affect their period. So your period may be heavier, it may be lighter than usual, it may miss your period completely. These things can result from stress as well. It can cause you to have premature aging. So you start to get gray hairs, you start to get wrinkles. And as a matter of fact, it can even shorten your life. So this is really not something that you want to be ignoring at all. Mental illness can result from stress, anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia. It's not unusual for stress to contribute significantly to these problems. You may have gastrointestinal problems, and many of us have had the experience where you're feeling worried about something, feeling stressed, and you may feel nauseous, you may even vomit, you may have diarrhea. Of course, that shows the impact that stress has on your gastrointestinal tract. It can cause long-term problems such as ulcers and irritable bowel syndrome. Now, what are some of the things you can do to minimize the impact that stress has on you? Exercise, getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, sunshine, getting enough water. When your body is properly taken care of, you find that you deal better with stress. But the thing about stress is that it tends to discourage you from doing those things. So it's important to be conscious that stress can have that feeling that it can affect you in that way, can reduce your motivation to do those things, and you have to ensure that you do them anyway, because when you don't do them, then it breaks down your body's resilience to manage that stress. It's also important to do proper planning. So rather than waiting until the last minute to do important things, you space yourself out. You may also want to delegate responsibility, some things that you may not have to do yourself, and this can be at work or at home. This can reduce your workload and reduce your feeling of stress. And then there are some things that you can avoid. Sometimes some relationships may be strained and it may be a trigger for you. Then you may want to limit your interaction with persons who may be causing this issue. Of course, it's not always possible. When this is possible, it's certainly something that you don't want to entertain. Also avoid multitasking. Can you imagine, you are at work and you're answering the phone, you're on the computer, doing many different things all at once. This can certainly be stressful for you. So you want to try to focus on one thing at a time. Let's just say you're working, you get a phone call, you stop what you're doing on the computer and deal with the phone call. Because when you try to do both of them at the same time, that can definitely be a source of stress for you. Also, you have a hectic work life. So you want to take some breaks sometimes. Maybe every hour or so, you go for a walk, you stretch your legs, and you'll be surprised that this can do great things for you. Now, oftentimes when persons are feeling stressed, they want to resort to using certain drugs, maybe socially acceptable, drinking coffee, drinking alcohol, smoking, and taking other drugs, marijuana, and so on. It is best that you avoid doing these things because these don't take stress away. They may reduce your symptoms, or they may give you feelings that override the feelings of stress, but they don't really change your problem, and they may diminish your ability to manage what is really happening. So it's best to avoid these drugs when you are going through stress. And in fact, it's something you should really avoid, generally speaking. You also want to make use of social connections. So especially if you are a person that goes to church, it's definitely the time that you'd want to make use of that resource that you have. Make sure you connect with those persons who you are friends with, church members, or if you be a part of some social club. this is something that you don't want to continue. And of course, again, stress may want you to isolate yourself, but certainly at this time, that's not something that you should be doing. You may also want to practice forgiveness as well. Sometimes things that happen in the past between you and other persons may be causing you to feel stressed, and somebody may have wronged you. You don't want to practice forgiveness. This may be difficult, but this is important for you because that lack of forgiveness is not affecting the other person, it's affecting you. So you want to ensure that you practice forgiveness. Being grateful as well. And this is something that is difficult to do when you're feeling stressed, and that's why it's important that you have to be intentional about managing stress, being grateful for the things that you have, because you tend to focus on the things that you don't have when you're feeling stressed. Focusing on the positive things can make a big difference for you. Helping other people. This is very, very helpful as well. It can help you to feel so much better. And Isaiah 58 actually speaks about this. When you help other persons, it actually improves your health. Prayer life is also important. By putting your burdens on God, you can actually go a far way in relieving your stress. It may not change immediately what is happening to you, but it certainly helps you to feel much better. What are some of the other things you can do to relieve your stress? You can practice relaxation techniques, and we'll look more at those in more detail in a few minutes. But just to mention them here, visual imagery, self-talk, breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, meditation, and drinking hot beverages can be very, very helpful. Mindfulness meditation, very popular intervention. Do you use yourself projects, for example, you know, starting up a garden or fixing something in your house. Just doing these can be very, very helpful to relieve your stress. Or you may be at work, you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just get up and do some stretches. You'll be surprised, it can do wonders for you. And something very simple, without even moving from where you are, changing your posture. We oftentimes tend to sit down slumped, especially when you're feeling stressed. Just by sitting upright, it can make a big difference. Get your back straight, pull your shoulders back, and keep your head straight. Make sure that your body is at right angles to your thighs and your legs are at right angles to your thighs. Just by doing that alone, you'll be surprised it makes a big difference in how you feel. So try that next time you're feeling stressed. Also, you want to ask for help. And asking for help could mean that you request help with a task that is making you feel stressed, or it may mean that you want to talk to somebody. And this help may be professional or it may be from a friend. Now, talking can help. If you want to talk to a friend, this may be very, very helpful. You may want to get professional counseling as well. This may be very, very helpful for you. You may also want to institute some anger management. This can also be very, very helpful, and this is something that you definitely want to think about if anger is a problem for you. Journaling, so writing down, what is happening to you each day. You'll be surprised just by writing down how you feel, writing about whatever happened to you. It can help you to kind of transfer those negative feelings to that paper and away from you. Music is another one which is very popularly used. Some persons like listening to music. Some like to make music. So you may play the piano or play the guitar. That can really be very, very helpful to manage stress. Dancing also. Dancing may help you to relieve stress as well. If that is your thing, certainly go ahead and try it. Walking also is very good, and it may be just walking on the building or walking in nature or a park, walking by the beach. That can go a far way in helping you to relieve stress. So these are some things that you can try. So we're going to be looking at some relaxation techniques. The first one I want to look at is visual imagery. All right, this is one which is pretty popular, and it's certainly something that you can try out. Right? Now, in visual imagery, what you do is you create mental images in your mind about a peaceful, calming scenes, and it works by kind of distracting you from whatever it is that is causing you to feel stressed. And what you do is you find a quiet place, you get comfortable, you can lie down or you can sit down, whatever is available for you at the time. You close your eyes and take deep breaths just to kind of get you settled down before you go into this intervention. Then you create a mental image in your mind and you engage all your senses. So your feelings, your physical feelings, your touch, you may be your sense of smell, your vision as well, your hearing. You involve all of those things when you're doing this, right? And make sure you focus on the moment. What are some examples of doing this? So some scenes that persons like to use would be being at the seaside. So what you'd want to do in that sense is, as I said, close your eyes and just picture yourself on the beach or maybe by a seaside, and you are you're listening to the waves as they crash onto the sand or maybe on the rocks that are there. You may picture the foam that forms as the waves come in. You may picture children playing in the water, or you may picture children playing, making sandcastles, or maybe there are some persons who are playing some game such as cricket or beach volleyball. You may picture birds, swimming over the water. Some may be diving into the water. You may see different colors in the water as well. There may be fishermen out there in the water casting their nets. These are some things that you see, and of course, you hear the children playing, you hear the waves crashing, you hear persons talking. You may feel the breeze as it blows, or it may be the sun that is warming your face. You may smell food that somebody may be looking after as well. So you engage all your senses. You put in as much detail as possible. The more details that you put in, then the more effective it is going to be. Now you don't want to practice, creating scenes like these, and you don't want to experiment. So you might want to think about something else. For example, it could be a mountain, it could be a path that you're walking on. It may be a garden, it may be even something, a familiar scene that you would have experienced when you were a child. These are scenes that you can use, and as I said, the more details that you put in is the more effective it is going to be. Next one is self-talk, and this is one that sometimes we practice without really realizing that it's a stress reliever. And what you do with self-talk is that you use positive affirmations to calm your body and mind down. And you can combine this with other measures. You can combine it with even visual imagery, or other methods that we'll speak about a little later. So what you do is you find a quiet place. You can use a mirror. Of course, it will help you to look at yourself as you speak to yourself. I'd be surprised as you speak, you're hearing yourself talk. And it is almost as if there's someone just talking to you and you're listening. Words can make a big difference. So when you speak positive things to yourself, it helps you to feel positive. And that's why you mustn't practice to say negative things to yourself, because it will make you feel even worse than how you're feeling. So it's important that you speak kindly to yourself. And you can write things down as well if you want to. That may be very, very helpful for you. Or I said you can talk. And it's best to use the present tense. So speak to yourself in the moment. Focus on how you are feeling rather than your thoughts, because sometimes the thoughts can be negative. When you focus on your feelings, it can get you distracted from the thoughts that you're having. Be patient with yourself as well, and practice regularly. You can use music if you have relaxing music to play. Now, you can speak yourself through different situations. For example, you may tell yourself as you lie down that you may be feeling stressed. Tell yourself that, I feel my body sinking into the bed. My arms are becoming relaxed. My thighs are becoming relaxed. I feel my body sinking down and getting heavier and heavier. So as you speak to yourself, you're responding to what you're saying, and it can help you to relax. And you do this over a few minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and it will be very helpful to get you to relax. So that is self-talk. Then you have breathing techniques, and this is another very popular one, and you have different types of breathing techniques. There is alternative nostril breathing, and in this type, what you do is you place your fingers over your nostrils, and you squeeze down on one. Let us say you squeeze down on the right one, you compress that one, and you breathe. You take a breath through your left nostril, breathe in, and then you breathe out through your right nostril. You breathe into your right nostril and breathe out through your left nostril. And just by doing that over a period of time, it can help your body to relax. This one has been studied, has been shown to help to reduce your heart rate, reduce your blood pressure, and can reduce your anxiety as well. So that is the first one. Next one is what I call stage breathing. And what you do in this one is you count as you breathe in and as you breathe out, but you do the inhaling part of it in 2 stages. So you close your eyes and just relax and you count as you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. You pause about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you continue 5, 6, 7, and then you pause at 7 for about 5 seconds, and then you breathe out and you count from 7 down to 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as you exhale. And that one has been actually shown to be very helpful in helping to relieve anxiety as well. Very, very effective intervention. And then you have what we call box breathing. And in box breathing, what you do is you focus on a part of your body that is moving as you take a deep breath. You take a deep breath and fill your lungs as completely as possible, which is why they call it the box, because you cause your chest to be like a box. All right. So you can put your hands, one hand on your chest and one hand on your tummy, and you breathe in. And as you breathe in, you're focusing your mind on your hands that are moving. Or you may not want to place your hands on your chest at all. You just focus on a part of your body that is moving. Some parts you can focus on is on your chest, or you can focus on your abdomen as your abdomen moves when you breathe, or even the air as it moves in and out of your nose. And as you focus on your body parts, it helps you to relax as well. Now, you'd want to do this slowly, because if you breathe too fast, you may get a bit dizzy. So make sure that you're not breathing too fast, blowing off your carbon dioxide, and this can cause you to have some dizziness. You also want to use a quiet place, and you can use music as well if you have some relaxing music that you can listen to. So breathing techniques, very effective way of reducing your stress. Then you have progressive muscle relaxation. And this is the systematic tensing and relaxing of the different muscle groups. And with this, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting down or lying down. You can use this to help with you relaxing before you go to sleep, for example. All right. And you want to find a quiet place, make sure that there's no distractions. Start small. You may want to do it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes to start out. Practice it, and you can combine this with other measures. For example, breathing techniques. So how do you do this one? You start out with your toes, and you curl up your toes, and you hold them for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you relax them for another 3 to 5 seconds. Then you move up to your feet and your calves. You contract the muscles there, hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you let go for about 3 to 5 seconds again. Then you move up to your thighs. You contract the muscles of your thighs, hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you relax it. And you wait another 3 to 5 seconds. Then you progress up to your hips and lower back. Then you move up to your chest and your shoulders. After that, you go up to your arms. Same process. Contract for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you relax for another 3 to 5 seconds. Then you move to your hands and arms, and then you go up to your neck and head. And after you're finished, then you go the opposite direction. So you move from your head, you go down to your hands, to your shoulders, chest, your your um, your hips and thighs. What's your abdomen? You can do your abdomen as well, and the legs, and then you curl your toes. So that is basically one cycle of progressive muscle relaxation. Very effective, and it can really do a lot to help you to relax. Then you have meditation. With meditation, you're basically repeating a word or a phrase. Mindfulness is one type of meditation, and you can combine this with prayer. You can combine it with Bible study and songs. For example, you can read a part of your Bible, maybe a verse in the Bible, and then you can meditate on one part of that, on a phrase in that Bible text, and you can just repeat it over and over and think about it, and it can really help you to relax. Or you can do it with a song. You can sing a song, maybe a verse of a song, and then just focus on each phrase and just listen to it. But generally, what persons do is use a word or a phrase. So for example, they will say peace. All right, and you keep on saying peace. Or you can say, I will have peace. And you keep on saying, your eyes are closed, and you just keep on meditating on that word or phrase. That is repetition form of meditation, and very effective in helping you to relax. And then there is drinking a cup of hot beverage. Can be very, very nice in helping you to relax. But it's best to have a nice scene to look at. So if you have a patio at the back, you can go around the back and you can look out, and you may have a garden there. You just look out and relax and just drink your tea slowly. Or you can do it by the seaside, or if you have a mountain you can look at. It's best to have a nice view that you can use. One of the things that they have found, you can kind of trick your brain into thinking it's looking at a scene by moving your eyes from side to side, and that gives a simulation of looking at a scene. So that is a little trick that you can use. It can help you to relax as well. Now, some teas you can use include chamomile tea, reishi mushroom, lemon balm, or soursop leaf if you're in the Caribbean. And these can be very, very helpful to just help you to relax. Or even some peppermint, whatever suits you. But as I said, I generally recommend that you try and stay away from caffeinated beverages. And then you have mindfulness meditation, and a lot of research has gone into this type of meditation. And what you do in mindfulness meditation is focus on the moment to calm your mind and your body. And what you do is to focus on what is happening around you and also even inside of you. So you use your senses, and you can focus internally or externally, depending on which one you're using. It's best to do it in a quiet place as usual, but you can even do it while you're walking. So how you do mindfulness meditation is that you may sit somewhere just like this fella here in the picture, and so you're focusing on your body. So you focus on your shirt that is touching your arm, or you may focus on the cup that is in your hand. You may focus on the pants as it touches your skin, and you can do this in a sequential form. It's not that you have to focus on one for the entire time. You go through different areas. You feel the shoes on your feet or the socks that is there. You feel the pressure of the ground against your feet. You're sitting on the park bench. You feel the pressure of your back against the back of the chair, or on the seat, or your buttocks on the seat of the chair as well. Or and you can also think about the breeze that is blowing by you, or the sun that is warming your face. You can also listen to your breathing as well, or sense your breathing that you're doing also. Or you can also think about the environment. So you may hear different noises around you, so you focus on each noise that you hear. You may hear different people talking, you may hear birds singing, you may hear the reeds rustling. So you listen to all these things. If you're walking, you can just focus on on your feet as they touch the ground each time, on the sound that it is making, or the sounds that are around you. So you basically focus your mind on different sensations that you're that you're experiencing. You may smell something, or you may smell different things. You isolate each different one. And so what you're basically doing is you're focusing on different things happening to you, different senses, different sensations that you're experiencing. And that is what we call mindfulness meditation. And so as we close, I hope that this presentation has been informative for you. Just want to look at a text on the Bible, Philippians 4 and verse 8, and this one is taken from the Good News Translation, and it says, in conclusion, my friends, fill your mind with those things that are good, that deserves praise, things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and honorable. When you fill your mind with positive things, it can really make a difference in terms of how you feel. It is very common that negative things will come to your mind, and that is what usually causes us to feel stressed and overwhelmed. But you do have control over your thoughts. You can choose to focus on the right things, focusing on being forgiving, focusing on being grateful. This can really help you to feel a lot better. So this is a verse that you want to memorize and utilize it, especially when you're going through those stressful moments. It can help you to feel better because the Word of God is there to empower us and to help us to feel better. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.